Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Check, check. 77. Checkity 1, 2. Check, check. We are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed as Bitcoin has been getting a bit of a bounce. A bit of a bounce, baby. A bit of a bounce, baby. A bit of a bounce, baby, over the past few days. You know? And, yeah, it's been pretty crazy, honestly. Let's see if we can't get the Bitcoin chart floating on over here, floating on. Look at this, guys. Wow! Would you look at that bounce? We'll remove everything from yesterday. Bitcoin has been getting a bit of a bounce, breaking out of this triangle that we've been trading now for the past, well, since, I guess, Tuesday. So it's been about a week. And the question on everybody's mind right now is this real or fake? We got a lot of stuff going on right now, guys. We got some potential stimmy checks coming on out. President Trump with the stim. The good old stimmies, if you know what I mean. Shout out to everybody in the chat as usual, guys. If we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we'll be giving away $1,000. We have 300 people in the chat, which means if all 387 of you call your mom and say, hey, Ma, come like the stream, we'll be able to do a $1,000 giveaway. All right. Major shout out to Preparing for War. Shout out to Crypto Pump It. Is it snowing yet? Jason Casper. No, it's not, man. Thank the Lord. Praise God. Enough about Bitcoin and the markets. Let's talk about Jesus and the Bible, says X-Plainish. If you want to hear about Jesus and the Bible, go subscribe to the Billy Casper Bible channel, where I currently have 5 videos all about Jesus and the Bible. If this channel can get 1,000 subscribers, I'll go live, and then we can talk about it live. Alright, it'll be cool. Would love to have live streams on here. Would love to have people come on and join me, talk about stuff. Alright? Alright, I'll go ahead and post that in the chat. But in this instance, guys, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. Okay? We're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin price action, baby. Alright? In a little bit of a scalp long trade right now on the Bitcoin as we're consolidating in this 1-minute channel. Alright, the 4-hour chart has broken out, and we are coming to key resistance. We opened up the day with a big old dumperoni and cheese. Alright, major shout out to Florida J, praise Jesus the Messiah. Shout out to Tiny Lens Tails YT. Do I make my own jelly? No, actually I don't. Alright, we make our own applesauce. Shout out to Machu Picchu, my mom forbids crypto, I'm sorry. Shout out to C-Train5915. Shout out to Laurent Fontaine, 3740. He says, hot damn! 30 cm of snow here. Well, I don't know what a cm is, alright? I'm an American. I only know what an inch is, alright? Don't be talking to me about centimeters, kilometers, and dang kilograms, alright? I don't even know what that is. Major shout out to Michael Cummings. Check the cheeks. Hit the like to pump the price. It's a bounce, guys. Does walking on a treadmill improve uneven butt cheeks or perpetuate them? It perpetuates them. Tiny Lens Tails YouTube. Here's the thing. You need to make sure, if you do have a case of uneven butt cheeks, that you do unilateral single leg exercises such as unilateral, Bulgarian split squats, single leg glute bridges and or hip thrusts, single leg Romanian deadlifts, and focus on that weak side. All right, that will correct the uneven cheekage. Okay, if you're just going to keep on doing what you're doing, the uneven cheekage is going to get worse and worse as the left side continues to outpace the right side. Okay, let's see if Bitcoin can break out of the triangle that we have here. All right, smash up the likes, guys. Okay, so first of all, we do have some interesting things to talk about. Bitcoin price, wow. Wow, look at this. An advertisement just for me. Life Fitness, better weights, bigger gains. Wow, this advertisement has stopped me in my tracks. Look at this Life Fitness Smith machine right here. Wow, I was trying to talk about crypto news, but they got me good with the algorithm with this one. Look at this. Is that a hammer strength high row? Man, I love that machine, guys. You guys like that machine? What else do we have here? Anything good? Plate loaded preacher curl? You know, I love this, the hammer strength. It looks like it's missing a seat. Is this just a standing press? Huh, look at this, guys. You know, they really know how to tickle my fancy. My fancy is tickled. Better weights, bigger gains. That's what we need. Look at this. Bitcoin is moving up today. All right. Bitcoin jumped up 4% to $106,000. The global crypto market cap rose 4.37% to 3.57 trillion. Ethereum pumping 500%. Solana pumping 5.2%. XR Pizzle pumping 7%. Litecoin 7%. Litecoin's pumping. Dogecoin's up 3%. Monero to the downside today. ICP to the downside. To expect after such large pumps. The fear and greed index still pretty low. All right, still pretty low. People are still in fear, not extreme fear, but in fear. All right, it's the overall climate of the market right now. And here's the thing: the U.S. Senate passes the bill to end the government shutdown. Very interesting. You know, this whole government shutdown thing's probably been keeping people cautious. Even Jerome Powell on his last FOMC was talking about how the government shutdown was making things a little uncertain. Are we going to see bullish sentiment come back into the market now as the U.S. Senate passes the bill to end the government shutdowns? Very interesting. Very, very interesting times, guys. Very, very interesting stuff. I guess it's not officially passed, right? It's just advanced. To advance the bill? Yeah, I guess that means to pass it. Yeah, they voted to pass it. Interesting. Okay, cool. It'll keep the government open at least until the end of January. Very interesting stuff. And of course, we got the rumors of good old Orange Man himself talking about potentially giving us some good old stimmies. $2,000 stimmy checks. Very interesting. Interesting stuff, man. Good old Trump. We can always rely on him for the checks. I remember my old Trump checks from COVID-19. I was very scared to cash that check when I first got it, to be honest with you. Because there's no such thing as free money, guys. There's no such thing as free money. All right, here we go, baby. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a pump. Now, let's talk about the charts here. We're going to start on the Bitcoin chart. Yesterday, we were talking about the fact that we have this triangle right here. And we were talking about the fact that this is the 4-hour chart, by the way, for Bitcoin. And you know what? It is a new week. I forgot that. Let's start on our weekly time frame here. On the weekly time frame, there's a few things we need to keep in mind here. The first thing is this. Finally, after last week's candle close, last night, we are starting to see the yellow oscillator on Market Cipher B point a little bit towards the upside. All right, point a little bit towards the upside. This is the first time we've seen upside pointing. This is the first time we've seen the yellow oscillator start to tilt up since that last week that we had here on October 20th. We go to our daily time frame, Market Cipher B. We've confirmed the green dot back a while ago, right? On Saturday, never a good time to confirm a green dot. But yesterday's candle was blue, and today, maybe we're going to close a blue candle. And here's the thing we really need to keep our eyes on. That's going to be 107,185, because this is the value area low of the previous range. If we can get above the value area low of the previous range, that does open up the doorway, guys, to get a move back up to the top of our sideways range, coming to the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, which is going to be coming in right around here at about $116,000, $117,000, right? A close above 107,185 could absolutely give us the vacuum suck right up to the top of this range. Why? Well, because we had a clearly defined support, right? Clearly defined support. We lose the support. We reclaim the resistance, now back test the support, and probabilities are highest that we come back up to the top of the range. All right, our 3-day time frame is about to confirm a bottom. Our 2-day time frame also about to confirm a bottom here. Okay, it's actually going to confirm in 6 hours the 2-day green dot. So there are some bullish signs here. However, I would remain cautious. The reason why I would remain cautious is because we have not yet seen the sign of strength, right? We have not yet seen that sign of strength. We have not yet reclaimed the key resistance, which used to be support. So until we do that, there's no reason to get overly excited about a move to the upside, especially in the context of the bearish divergences that we've had at this high up here at 125-ish, close to $126,000. Okay? So until we reclaim 107, let's say 107.2, there is still not really any major sign of strength here on the chart. We're going to go to our 4-hour now. The 4-hour time frame, as we were talking about yesterday, this triangle right here, all triangles are just a recipe for wrecked city. And the reason for that is because whenever you have a triangle, you're basically building up liquidity on both sides. People are shorting this, expecting it to be a bear flag. They put their stop losses here, their stop losses here, their stop losses here. What does that mean? It's a recipe for a stop hunt. Well, what do you know? We had our stop hunt. Now, as we're coming up to our key area of resistance, people are going to start to get bullish here. People are going to think, oh, this is it. This is a real breakout. Guess what? We still have stop losses here, stop losses here, stop losses here, which could give us the opposite effect, right? What this does is it wrecks both sides, the longs and the shorts. But what this also does is, I mean, you know, funny enough, it literally just means we start to trade in a sideways range that's not a triangle, right? Okay? And when you start to trade a sideways range like this, this is where you can actually look for the good setups, right? When you come to the top of a sideways range, for example, I don't know, over here, where you come to the top of the sideways range, that's where you should be looking for your shorts, right? And this was a little bit tricky here, simply because of this crazy scam wick. But if we hadn't had that crazy scam wick, right? We just take a look at this historic support here. Guess what? When we come to the bottom, this is where you should be looking for your longs, right? And then we could say the same exact thing about all these sideways ranges here, guys. You always want to identify the sideways range. Always, always, always. Like, for example, this was the sideways range. Our clearly defined high, our clearly defined low. We come to the high, that's the best place to look for the short once we come back inside. We come to the low, we spend some time below the low. Once we get the reclaim above the low, guess what? That's where we eventually make our way back to the top. And we could be seeing the same thing happen right now. We have our clearly defined low right here. We've spent some time below the low. So there's a chance that when we get the reclaim, we come back to the high. The question is, are we actually going to go straight there, or are we going to take those lows first, right? And this consolidation below the low takes a little bit longer, right? Maybe we get a nice rounded bottom here, something like this, before we actually get that move back to the upside. That's oftentimes what happens, right? You get that nice rounded bottom. We came down to the low, we came back up a little bit, but then we took that low, and that was when we actually got the rounded bottom and came back up, right? So we're starting to see these things happen here, but we are, like, locally, we're seeing a bit of a move here on the Bitcoin price, okay? This is a little scalp trade I took in the Casper crew. I let everyone know in the Casper crew, I was taking a little scalperoni and cheese here because we had a local liquidity grab, right? We had a local liquidity grab right here. We made our first low, we took the low, and so yeah, then we're off to the horse races, right? The Casper Crew VIP Discord, where myself and other traders give you our plans every single day, what we're looking for, how we get into the trades, all right? Let everyone know on November 6th that I opened up a long trade. I'm actually currently still in that long, all right? When we got the fake out of $100,000, all right? You can join at jasoncaspertrading.com, where we have myself and other instructors like Boyan, who today gave his scalp long setup from right here, scalp long right here, and then what do you know, we pump up like crazy. Isn't that crazy? Shout out to Boyan, man. Dude is a crazy man on the charts. I don't even know how he does it. Look at that. I don't even know how he does it. I don't even know how he does it. All right, you can join at jasoncaspertrading.com, where we have games, giveaways every single week. We give away hundreds of dollars every single month. We give away thousands of dollars in here. Also, guys, today, if you're in the Discord, under the Quests channel, in the Egg Rewards section, the code to get eggs is going to be gravy. All right, gravy. What are eggs, you ask? If you're in the Discord, they are redeemable for cash prizes and free VIP memberships. What? I thought it was gravy. Let's see. How do you spell gravy? Gravy? Is it like that with a E? No, how do you spell gravy, guys? Pretty sure it's gravy. Let me double check here. Anyway, these eggs are redeemable for cash prizes. Alright, so even if you're not in the VIP Discord and you're just in the free Discord, you can still get eggs, but the VIPs get more eggs than the non-VIPs. Alright, make sure to check it out. Let's see here. I thought it was gravy. I don't know what it is, man. I have no idea what it is. I might have spelled gravy wrong. Alright, let's try it one more time, okay? Let's try it one more time. There you go. It is gravy. It is gravy. What do you know? It is gravy. Okay, so that's the deal. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bitcoin trying to break out of this trend line. So yeah, this is pretty much the deal with Bitcoin, guys. If we can get a hold, a reclaim of our key level of around 1072, that does open the door for more upside. However, if we can't, this, objectively speaking, guys, is quite bearish price action. All right. If we cannot get a reclaim of the value area low of the range here, then that looks very weak, because now on our weekly chart, right, we are getting some bearish market structure with the candle closes, right? Last week's candle close, there's two ways to look at this. There's two ways to look at last week's candle close. Way number one is this. Okay, it's a bullish candle close because we came down to fill the wick. We came down to bounce from the weekly order block. We came down to make a slightly higher low at the range low, and now we close the candle above all this box of support, and so therefore this is showing a bullish bounce from key support, and we could expect upside. However, the other way to look at this is the weekly candle has closed a lower low than the previous weekly lows, right? This is the first time actually that we've done that in quite some time. So you could say this was the high, this was a lower low, and if we can't even reclaim value area, then it makes the most sense that we're gonna make our way back down to take the low at $98,000. And if we're taking the low at $98,000, it's my opinion that we're probably gonna come down a bit lower toward the Fibonacci golden pocket at 94.3, which also just so happens to be the high volume node and the value area low of the last year of price action. So I'd say that today and tomorrow are going to be critical days for the Bitcoin price action, because today and tomorrow is really going to show us, is the price action going to reclaim value area low? Is the price action going to reclaim this key area and get a move back to the top of the range, or are we going to reject and come back down to our next major area of support? You can see how we're fighting right now with this resistance here. This is why it's taking us so long. And again, the weekly does show potential upside. The 2-day does show potential upside. The daily also does. The 12 hours about to get a money flow cross. The 4-hour also about to get a money flow cross. This is going to be so key, man. This is going to be so key. Right here. This is going to be super key. We hold this level, and man, we are going to see the direction start to move to the upside. All right. I do want to also take a look at some other assets here. Let's take a look quickly at ETH to see how ETH is doing. ETH is trying to, right now, get a bounce. And as we've been talking here for ETH for the past few days, we have built above us lots of short liquidity. We have seen many people shorting Ethereum, and we have this parabola that's coming to the downside. Whenever you have a parabola like this, it means one thing and one thing only. It means there are many short stop losses above this level. And it's quite interesting how this is currently acting as our resistance, like perfectly right now. If we can start to come above this, we can easily see Ethereum get a short squeeze back up towards $5,000, right? Just quickly ravage through those shorts. All right. Something else, let's just objectively look at the ETH chart on the weekly time frame and see what's happening here. We have come down to probably the most important level that we've had since the beginning of 2024, which is the high volume node of everything after the bear market. So I consider this the bear market range right here on ETH. Okay, that's going to take us from May of 2022 until about December of 2023. That was the bear market range for ETH. Once we broke out of that bear market range, all the volume, the majority of the volume has come in right here at $3,300. What we have just done is we have put in a double bottom once on July 28th, the second time on October 10th, and then last week we came and we wicked through, we took all that liquidity and we closed the candle above that high volume node. This level now must hold, guys. And if it does hold, well, again, this is a recipe for a squeeze to the upside. We had a clearly defined low, a very high volume node. We took the liquidity. We're holding this area, consolidation here. We're trying to get a push to the upside right now. And as you can see, ETH is also coming into a key support resistance flip right here, right? You guys see how it was our low once, twice, 3, 4 times. We lost it. Now we're trying to reclaim it. We start to reclaim this. And again, there are stop losses above this high, this high, this high, this high, and this high, which means once we start to move, we're going to trigger stop losses, which is going to be buy orders on the order book, which is going to push the price up higher and higher and higher. We could easily make a double top here, right? It's a recipe for a double top. Big time. Big time. The fact that we had these lows, we took the lows, all right? We're holding this level now. We could easily see that squeeze to the upside. Weekly market cipher B on ETH right now, potentially forming a bottom. We're finally starting to see that yellow oscillator move to the upside. Is it anything spectacular? No. No, it's definitely nothing spectacular. Let's go to our 2-day here. 2-day. All right, the 2-day does have a ray of hope, which is this. The 2-day is giving us a pattern, a continuation pattern, which is this. Back here in April, we had bullish divergence on the 2-day. Momentum was getting higher as price was getting lower. Then we saw the reclaim of the key support resistance flip, the breakout and the back test. When we made the back test, we got a trigger wave on market cipher B, a trigger wave with a money flow cross. All right, that's a major continuation pattern. As we continue to trade on this trend line right here, we are now printing something known as a hidden bullish divergence. A hidden bullish divergence is when now the momentum wave makes a lower low while the price makes a higher low on a trend line. All right, it's a continuation, trend continuation signal. Right, it's telling us this is the end of a retracement in an uptrend for continued upside. All right, so we are seeing that, and it will confirm in 6 hours and 45 minutes. So the ETH right now is printing a continuation pattern in an uptrend. As Bitcoin also is about to print a potentially bullish sign here. And really what we need to see for both of these assets for continued upside is a reclaim of these key levels. Right, Ethereum must reclaim 3006. Bitcoin must reclaim, what is Bitcoin? What's the level that we're looking at? I think it's 106.2. I think around 106.2 for Bitcoin. All right. By the way, guys, a quick reminder: if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, I'm trading on KCEX. Lowest fees, 0% limit order, 0.01% market order. Plus, they're offering up to 10% deposit bonus, $21,000 prize. All right, if you sign up using my link. Also, guys, BLOFIN is offering this every single week, 10% cash back, $1,000 future bonus. Plus, every week, a chance to win these prizes based on your trading volume. All right, so if you're a mega whale, you can win a Tesla Model 3. And by the way, BLOFIN for the Casper crew, lowest fees. They're giving us 0.02%. All right, that's very, very low. BLOFIN is not giving those fees to anyone else. They're only giving it to Jason Casper because Jason Casper said, look, guys, if the fees ain't low, it's not even worth it, right? And they're like, look, we got you, bro. That's what they said. BLOFIN is a person, and BLOFIN said, I got you, Jason Casper. I got you, man. Look, I know what the people want. All right? You know what they want? I'll tell you what people want. I was telling my wife, I'm going to open up a fast food restaurant, and I'm going to sell unique twists on classics. For example, peanut butter filled chicken McNuggets. All right? McDouble McFlurries. McDouble McFlurries, all right? Not Oreos in there, not cookie dough in there, chunks of McDouble in the McFlurry. And you know what? I guarantee I'm going to make so much money on that idea. What a great idea. I should not be sharing it with you guys. The patent is pending. Patent pending. Peanut butter filled chicken McNuggets. You know that's going to be a big hit. All right? Let's check out quickly Bitcoin dominance right now. Bitcoin dominance. Okay, Bitcoin dominance doing kind of what we want. We do want to see Bitcoin dominance break down for an alt season. We're breaking down from the macro wedge here. All right. The last time we broke down from the macro channel was when Trump wins the election. We get the little breakdown, right? Then recently we've seen the breakdown in August, and then we kind of come up and back test on October 10th the channel on that wick. And now we're forming this disgusting looking ascending channel. And if we break down from this channel, there's no reason why we can't go for the lows at 57% and eventually down for the lows at 54.5%, which I think could give us an actual alt season where we do see Solana, Ethereum, XR Pizzle, Chainlink, AVAX hit new all-time highs. And obviously right now we're seeing a lot of coins run like Zcash, ICP, a lot of dinosaur coins out there, which are doing very good. All right, so let's take a look here. It's a new week on Bitcoin dominance. Let's see what we got here on the weekly. The weekly for BTC.D. BTC.D, it looks like the yellow oscillator is coming back down, pointing to the downside. That is good for altcoin season, guys. This yellow line coming down, that is good for altcoin season. Let's go to the 2-day. Red dot confirmed on the 2-day. Okay, yeah, money flow cross upside. Red dot confirmed on the 2-day. Let's go to the daily. The daily is starting to look maybe a little bullish here with the money flow. Our only hope here is that this 4-hour, no bull divs here, momentum coming to the upside. We really want to see a confirmed breakdown and backtest of this trend line here. That's what we need to see for Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin's going to pump, obviously, we're going to see Bitcoin dominance go up here. So we might see something like this too, right? We might see a back test of the upper channel trend line and then get an actual breakdown, right? And then we actually start to see like money flow and trigger waves coming out of here. But if we do want to see these altcoins pump, we need to see bearish signs on Bitcoin dominance. And speaking of altcoin dominance, let's check out altcoin dominance. Take a look at total 3. Market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH here. Okay, so here's the deal with total 3. We are watching this pattern here, which is this locally, and this whole sideways range goes back to July. But what we've seen here is we've seen a descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern. We saw a big breakdown. When we got the breakdown, look at this. We actually come down. If we zoom out, where do we bounce exactly from? We bounce from the bottom of this macro channel trend line that we've been trading since 2023. Right? We break down, we bounce right from the channel trend line. And now what's happening is this. We've gotten a reclaim of the lows. If we can hold above, like let's say $970 billion. If we can hold above $970 billion, that's a lot of money. There's no reason why we can't see a squeeze of this, right? These disgusting lower highs, right? Even though this is altcoin dominance, charts all work the same, right? There's no reason why we can't see a squeeze of this and come back to our $1.09 trillion level. Once we're at the $1.09 trillion level, obviously this could be a place where we make a lower high, right? That's going to be our Fibonacci golden pocket zone, right? There's no reason why we can't make a lower high and continue down. But in the event of an actual altcoin season happening, there's also no reason why we can't see us make another higher high here and trade in this trumpet pattern before the actual breakdown. Right? Now, is there a chance that we actually see altcoin dominance come up to the macro channel trend line at around 1.7 trillion. I mean, it's becoming less likely as time goes on because that was our Fibonacci 1.272 extension confluence with the trend line, and now I think time has kind of passed for that to happen. But when we look at this pattern here, it does look a little incomplete. I mean, let's go ahead and close off all this stuff here. It does look a little incomplete in this sense, right? Clearly defined low, high, to the low, to the high, to the low. Well on our way to the high. We were on target, you know, in 2025 even to come and hit this level, right? We were on target for that, but it didn't happen. Didn't happen. The one thing we can say is that support is holding. Support is holding. And if we, like, again, if we start to reclaim $970 billion, there's no reason why we can't see a squeeze above this. And if we do start to see a squeeze above this, well, maybe we come up to the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension, which is $1.4 trillion. And honestly, that's not a crazy target to have, $1.4 trillion. The reason is, you know, we saw on October 10th, we literally saw, us go from, you know, 700, let's just round 770 billion coming up to about 1.06 trillion. All right, so we're seeing like almost $300 billion come in one day. All right, so it's not so crazy to think we could come up to this area. And when we take a look at these altcoin charts, I mean, we have to acknowledge the fact that we are at very important supports for all of these. Ethereum holding above 3,300. Super important support. If this holds, well, that's kind of bullish. When we look at other assets, when we look at, for example, Chainlink, having taken the lows of this major August 2024 low and printing some bullish divergence here on our weekly chart. I mean, the fact that we have bullish div on the weekly chart while we're also seeing Bitcoin dominance potentially breaking down from its channel and altcoin dominance holding key support, you know, this should give us a last ray of hope. And you know what? We are seeing a lot of altcoins move right now. Right in the midst of all this blood, we have seen AI coins pump like crazy. We see some dinosaur coins pump like crazy. Filecoin, Polkadot, Zcash, ICP. We've seen Pirate Chain pump. We've seen a lot of things pump. Litecoin pumping like crazy. Let's take a look at the Litecoin chart also. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin right now. I mean, here's the thing we have to recognize about Litecoin. Litecoin is in a 4-year, since 2017, guys. We're in an 8-year. Isn't that crazy? We're in an 8-year symmetrical triangle. We are seeing with this low that we made here on October 10th, we are seeing extremely bullish divergences on our weekly time frame. This is looking really nice here. We have dipped down to this very high volume node. We took the liquidity from March, April 2025, and we're seeing the momentum, which is currently, by the way, printing a green dot here. Money flow getting thicker on Litecoin. This thing looks poised, in my opinion, to make new highs and come up above $150. If Litecoin can flip $150 into support, in my opinion, dare I say it, $150 Litecoin, this is a macro 8-year support resistance flip. We could easily see us come up to $200, and then I don't see why we couldn't break out and hit our Fibonacci target of $550 Litecoin. I don't see why that couldn't happen, right? When coins move, they move, right? People don't pay attention, and then they get the big move. I mean, when altcoin dominance is looking bullish, Bitcoin dominance is looking kind of bearish, hopefully. If Bitcoin's holding support at around 94,000, we could see some of these coins take off, man. We could see some of them take off. Take a look at XRP. Look at XRP right now, okay? Man, I do have to say, I'm cautiously bullish. I'm cautiously optimistic right now. I'm cautiously optimistic, all right? Very cautiously optimistic. The reason why I'm cautiously optimistic, guys, let me be very clear. I don't want to be the guy who's bullish at the top, okay? And if you know my channel, you know that's not me either. I'm usually very objective. I'm trying to be objective. The objectivity that I see here is that we have seen altcoins tap major supports in a bull market, and as they tap major supports, they are printing bullish signs on very high time frames. This is something we have never really seen before. So it's something we've never seen before. So it is different this time in the sense that previous bull runs, altcoins were topped out, man. Like we go back to 2021, right? At the top of the bull market for XRP. And guess what? The momentum is way up here on Market Cypher, right? We're literally printing weekly bearish divergences at the highs, okay? Now we come over here and like the momentum is literally like bottomed out. Right? It's bottomed out. It's pretty nuts. Like it is pretty crazy. Right? It doesn't look the same to me here. Right? We went from like a momentum desert, right? The previous run up, we had nothing below here, right? Nothing below here. Right? Then that first wave, that kind of triggers the bottom, right? But we've literally now, we have been chilling. We have never had a momentum desert down here. This time it looks different. All right, especially for ETH too. I mean, look at ETH. Look at the, is this not crazy to see ETH coming back down to test these key levels in a bull market, seeing the momentum all the way back down to where it was at the peak of the bear market? I don't know, like we have never seen this before. So it could turn into something juicy, man. It could turn into something a little bit juicy. That's all I'm trying to say. You guys got the juice? Make sure to smash up the likes. If you have the juice, smash up the likes. All right, guys? If you got the juice, smash up the likes. All right. Let's see. How's the Bitcoin doing? Consolidation. Consolidation. All right. We're consolidating here. Consolidation. Above that triangle trend line. All right. Consolidation. Shout out to Crypto Coons in the house. Shout out to Jay Dizzle. He's a beast on TradingView. Shout out to Preparing for War. He says, could you take a gander at TAU? TA USDT. Sure, let's take a look. At TA USDT. Trust AI. Wow. All right. This is getting a big pump here on the weekly. Let's start on our daily. Wow. Whoa. This is crazy. This is nuts. Man, shout out to anybody who made gains on this in 8 hours, in 6 hours, 150% in 6 hours. That's crazy. That is crazy. So we're taking this high here. Let's take a look at this little chunk of volume. So we're currently finding a little bit of resistance at the previous range point of control. It's pretty cool how that works, right? Like literally to the dollar, the previous range point of control. That's crazy. And we are currently holding above this previous high right here. So this is going to be a key zone right here. Wow, look at that. I mean, that's crazy. October 10th, we had top of the range. We back tested. That's a nice move, man. Let's check out our 1 hour here. And let's check out our fixed range volume profile of the range here. Man, this thing looks nice. I mean, if you're in it, congratulations if anyone's in this right now. I'm not seeing any signs of slowing down on the 24-minute here. I'm not seeing any signs of slowing down really at all. Not even on our 12-minute. But here's the thing. This is not something you want to buy. We can't buy Trust AI after a 6 hour 160% pump. You just can't buy that, you know, because where would you put your stop loss? I mean, unless you just tight stop loss it, like gamble it, like say I'm just gonna do something random. But really, I mean, we'd have to put our stop all the way down here, and then if we're shooting, even if we're shooting for all-time highs, it's not the worst actually. It's not the worst. But these all-time highs are just weird scam wicks on Bybit. Let's see if we have any other exchanges. They all have the scam wicks. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm not telling anybody to do this, but it's not the worst risk to reward ratio. It's a 3.5 to 1 if you're shooting for those scam wick highs there. Man, this is crazy. So let's see here. Let's see why this has pumped. If there's any like news or anything about this asset here. I'm gonna take a quick look, do a quick little search here to see if there's any reason why this thing is pumping. I can't really do any analysis on it except be wow. And if you're in Trust AI, congratulations on the dang gains. Let me see if I can find anything here. I guess they launched leveraged futures recently. Is this the launch of the leverage trading on this? When did this happen? Did this happen today? Let's see. No, this is old. This is old. Yes, I don't know. I don't know why it's getting this pump. But shout out to everyone who's in Trust AI. That's legit. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Are we gonna pump or are we gonna dump? Pirate music. Let's check out Pirate Chain. This thing is pumping. I'm big into Pirate Chain myself, actually. I'm big into Pirate Chain myself. I mean, locally this thing is pumping. Macroly, not so much, but I have to say this. Pirate Chain is breaking out of this key support resistance slip here. Alright, and this is not a coin you can just buy in any old exchange here. This is like, basically, privacy smart contracts. That's what Pirate Chain is. And, let's see. I mean, from here to the golden pocket is about 1,200%. From here to the all-time high is about almost 2,000%. I would not be surprised if we see Pirate Chain come back up. And the main reason I'm bullish on Pirate Chain, actually the only reason, is because the crypto vigilante guys are bullish on Pirate Chain. And I trust their analysis. So this is breaking out of a major support resistance slip, literally going all the way back to January 2021. Alright, this is pretty key. We have a nice weekly bottom here. Bullish divergence on the weekly, bullish money flow on the weekly as we took the lows of the range, and now we're back to the top of the range. So yeah, a hold of where we're at right now, let's say 50 cents, as long as we're holding 50 cents, that is objectively bullish, right? This is going to be a very key zone for Pirate Chain to hold, because if we lose it, obviously that opens up coming back down to 14 cents. If we come down to 14 cents, that is an amazing buy opportunity, because we're basically getting a back test of key support, giving us the beautiful rounded bottom, right? But yeah, if we hold 50 cents, we could go right up to, you know, 10 bucks, pushing toward, you know, 17. And if we lose 50 cents, then I'd expect we get a back test. But this, to me, looks very bullish on the weekly. Let's go to the 2-week. 2-week looks great. Money flow getting higher. I mean, this is a beautiful, 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 beautiful looking low here on the 2-week market cipher B. Let's go to the daily. Even the daily looking absolutely gorgeous on that low, and money flow getting thick, and we have a nice trigger wave printing right here, continuation pattern. I mean, beautiful, beautiful bullish divergence, trigger waves out the wazoo. So yeah, Pirate Chain looking pretty good. Shout out to our super chat in the house, Campbell. HBAR, please. Yeah, let's take a quick look at HBAR. privacy coins are bullish in general just because of the utility of them. The question is, are you going to be able to make money on them, right? They're valuable assets to have, but if you're in it for the money, if you're in it for the USD, it might not be the best route. Because the whole purpose of them is that you're not on and off ramping them into fiat, right? So we were looking for this level to hold, which obviously it did not. We fell right through with a massive wick, coming all the way down, taking the lows of all of this. All right, now this is so significant right now for HBAR. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Look at how significant this is. This level right here has been respected since January 2021, where it was our resistance flipped to support. Then we had a little bit of consolidation here. Consolidation, call it resistance, flipped into support. And obviously it's not an exact level, it's a zone. All right, we could take it back to this area and say this is a zone here. But the fact that this wick has come down and taken all that local liquidity, and the fact that we're doing it with bullish divs on our daily, let's check out our weekly. I mean, the weekly here, wow, no bear div at the high. Well, there's a local bear div at the high. You could say this is still a bear div. Okay, but I would say this action right here, where you have this disgusting descending channel, this is in my opinion just asking for a short squeeze. Like, we start to reclaim this trend line here, and we could very easily come back to 30 cents. Easily squeeze that. And since we're squeezing, we might as well continue the squeeze, right? We might as well continue the squeeze and take out the high, you know? We might as well. This is such a nice bounce here. Let's go to the 2 week. Even the 2 week looks nice with that money flow momentum. I mean, this is a very key level. Man, we are at such a critical time in this crypto cycle. We are at such a critical time. We are at make it or break it areas across the board here. Across the board. And we're running out of time. We're running out of time. It is November 2025. We pretty much have 2 months, in my opinion, before we might have to say there's no hope. Right? But right now there still is hope with a lot of these assets. Thank you so much for the super chat, Campbell. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Can we just short squeeze, por favor? What's happening? Wow. Look at this, guys. The Bitcoin price is getting a pump. All right? Getting a bit of a pumperoni and cheese. Right from the dang... right from the dang trade setup that we took in the Casper crew. Let's see, we're coming back to the top of our range. Alright, we're coming back to the top of our range. My next TP is 106.5. Alright, 106.5. As per the not signal, because I don't give signals, guys. Okay, I really don't. I just let people know what I'm doing. I decided to take a long trade today at just before 11 a.m. because of the local CDW, and I decided to take a profit one, and I decided to have my next target at 106.5. All right, in the Casper Crew VIP Discord at jasoncaspertrading.com. But let's see if we can get there. Looks like we're getting a big old red candle here. Okay, looks like we're getting a big old red candale. Red candale. All right, are we gonna dump or are we gonna pump? We're gonna dump or are we gonna pump? Bitcoin, what do you think? What do you guys think? Are we gonna dump or are we gonna pump? Let's take another poll in the chat. Now, I do want to see in the chat, we did take a poll here, which said, is the bounce real? 52% say yes, 48% say no. And we're pretty much tied there. But let's take another poll here. We gonna dump? Or are we gonna pump? From right here. And depending on what the poll says, might it have to induce a pump song coming on in. Pump song coming in. We'll have to see. Look at this though. We did have the triangle. You know, we broke out. We broke out. We retest the triangle. Now we're coming up to this area here. All right, now we're coming up to this area right here. Let's see if we can hold this now. And if we can, I don't see why we can't squeeze this from this morning and take out these ugly highs that we had here this morning. Right? Look at this. This is just asking. This is just asking to get taken out here. Let's see. Can we hold yay or nay? All right, can we hold yay or nay? Looks like maybe nay. Let's take a poll. It's 50-50. It's 50-50. It's 50-50. Oh my goodness. All right, should we sing a pump song? Yeah, I think we have to. I think we have to sing a pump song. All right. We have to sing a pump song. Guys, make sure to check out my free course, all right? Under playlists, free course, all right? 100% free. Taught by yours truly, all right? I mean, you know it's the real deal when your instructor looks like this guy right here. I mean, this is the real deal. Is that not the real deal? I would trust this guy with my life, all right? I would trust him with my kids. In fact, I'm not even kidding. I literally trust this guy. I trust this guy to watch my kids overnight, all the time, pretty much every day. Every single day, this guy watches my kids all night. All right? I trust this guy with my kids' lives. I'm not even kidding about that. Like, this is 100% honest. I trust this guy with my kids' lives. Isn't that crazy? That is actually crazy. But hey, man, we're in crypto. Crypto, you got to be a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? All right, make sure to check out the free course. See what else we got here. Let's get a little pump song action going. See if we can't pump Bitcoin. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's already working. Guaranteed to pump the Bitcoin price every single time. Sometimes it has a delayed effect. So let's see if we can't get it going. Check one, check, check, check. Check one, check two. Here we go, baby. Check one, check two, check, check, check. Uh-oh. Getting a little bit of a red candle here. Let's go! Here we go. We're about to pump it. Come on, don't dump now. Let's go! Here we go, baby. How does my chart say 145 already? Because everything's fake! We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go. 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 Whoa. We're dumping, baby. That's not what we want. Nope, here we go. It's working. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Where's the stop loss? Where's the stop loss? There is no stop loss! My name ain't Jay Stop Lossington, baby. It says 145 on this chart here. You're right, I guess we're an hour ahead. I don't know. I'm trading on some random exchange called WEEX. I don't think I'm in the right time zone. Let's see what time zone I'm on. Can you change the time zone? I don't know. Is trading view right? Is this one right? It doesn't say here.
We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're pumping Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. We're pumping Bitcoin. Yeah, we're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Yeah, we're gonna dump, now we're gonna pump right now. Yeah.
All right. It's working a little bit, baby. All right. Pump song always works. That's right. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you never forget it. That the pump song always works. Yeah. Where do we begin? Ayo, I'll give this to you first. Don't you know that the pump song always works? We so clean, we never chillin' in the dirt. About to spit like my name is Fred Durst. Casper crew, gotta shout out on my peeps. Bitcoin man coming in on fleek, cause we take the long trade. Let me take a peek with the P and the L, looking so sleek. Can't you spot it? Don't you know we bout to take a profit? Pump it right up to the next golden pocket. Never drop it, always remember I never forgot it, cause I got the hat on my head to spot it. Just like I'm rocking up to the next big top. Bitcoin price blasting, don't stop. Cause don't you know, when we pass the resistance, about to blast off, then we go the distance. Shoot up to space, like SpaceX or Fake X. What we about to do next? Elon Musk coming out with the rocket ships. The Bitcoin price got me with my chips. Casino, don't you know we always lock it in? Bitcoin price got the future crypto spin. Up here about an hour in the future. Bitcoin price, hope she don't dupe her, trick ya to stick ya back into the mud. Bitcoin, is this just some FUD? Yeah, cause the price action's looking nutty, just like trans-carbon binary emission gender studies. Back in college I was looking like this. People wondered, AJ, what bathroom do you piss in? Is it the girls or the boys? And if you're feeling bullish on Bitcoin, let me hear ya make some noise. Back here to the weeks. Market cipher, do we have any cheeks? Let's take a look, let us take a peek. Big on the left, this is looking weak. The right looking weak, and it's big on the left. To tell you what the Bitcoin price about to do next. In the gym I only train arms and chest, and the right side of my legs, you know that's best. Got the good old Bulgarian split squats, Romanian deadlifts, you know they really hit the spot. But I only do it on the left side. I never train the right just to stay alive, cause you know it gives us the bullish divergence. Bitcoin price looking so emergent, pumping out like we got detergent. We're doing dishes in the restaurant, have you heard it? Yeah, cause when we go out to eat, we ain't got no money. Gotta stay on our feet, do the dishes in the kitchen. Food is so good, finger licking. Don't you know we do it next time like the seatbelt we be clicking when we drive to stay alive. Driving down the road, going side to side. Gotta weave through the cars and the traffic on the right and the left. Bitcoin price, what will you do next? Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's see. I think it's working kind of good, guys. But we do look stuck at crazy waffles. I hope we don't come down. I hope we don't come down. Oh my goodness. I hope we don't come down. I'm going to try not to freestyle over this one. I'll try not to. It such a good beat though, but we're definitely dumping. Oh no! We're dumping! Alright, let me shut this off. Sheesh. This is no time to fool around, Jason Casper. What are you doing, you idiot? Whew, man, that was a close one. I almost did a double freestyle on that one. Sheesh. Alright. Yeah, we're just ranging here. We're chilling out. Look, the pump song works for a little bit. The rap song dumped us down a little bit. Yeah, what else can I say? What else can I say about that? Well, who do we have in the chat? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Alright, shout out to everybody in the chat. What do we got in the chat here? Any people in the chat? Whoa, look at that green candle pumping. We got a green candle pumping. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. He says, Jay, can you look at AIA? I was thinking about longing it again. Yeah, AIA. AIA. Wow, okay. Weekly time frame. Big old pump and dump. All right, daily time frame. Wow, big old pump and dump. We are coming down to it. Whoa. Look at that market cipher B wave. Looking pretty crazy, honestly. Okay. So here's the deal. I can see why you'd be interested in longing this. We're coming down to the value area high of the range, the daily order block. We're like right around, I'd say, this area here. We have support, okay? Let's go ahead and pull a macro fib. We'll take it from October 10th dump. Look at that. This is beautiful. This is what I want to see all the other altcoins do. We're way past all the fib levels. You know, this is what I want to see AVAX. This is what I want to see Chainlink do. This is what I want to see everything do. We took the lows. Now let's take the highs like in the same fashion. Let's turn it off log scale. Yeah, so I can see why you're interested in longing this. And here's the deal. For a spot play, and this is a major pump and dump operation here. All right, this is a major pump and dump operation here. And you're thinking about longing it. I mean, we just had a 2,000% increase, followed by a 91% decrease. So we're basically give back everything here. I would be cautious longing this, but let's go down to our low time frames. I don't even see bullish divs on our 1 hour. So here's what I would say. If you believe in the fundamentals of this, I'd say accumulating it back in the range is the way to go. I mean, you know, fair price for this thing is when we're back inside the range here. If this thing does have any kind of a future, this is the place where I would buy it on spot. I'd be cautious longing this. I mean, you know, over the course of a few days, not even a week here, 5 days, we've seen this happen here. I mean, be careful with stuff like this, man. And just understand what you're getting yourself into. That's all I can say. What are these coins? Too many crap coins being launched. Listen to the Indian rapper Jay. His name is Humankind. Okay, I'll check him out, man. I'll check out this Indian rapper. Def Jam India. I like it right away. Let's hear. Is he gonna rap in English?
Yeah.
I like
it. Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground methods. Top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lesser. Straight terror, product of your errors. Pushing culture, baby, got that product you can measure. Trendsetter, the one who get the weather. Swerving while I'm bumping Project Petter. Yeah, rolling through the city with the big dogs. Fuck the laws, loyal with.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, the language is a little intense there, but you know what? This guy, you know, I like his flow. All right, I like his flow. He's got a good flow. All right, like it. Whoops, too loud on that music there. All right, well, thanks for that. ADA. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. You made money on that giant pump. You're going in for a double dip. I mean, if you made money on it, man, I guess at least you can't lose, right? Let's check out Cardano. Cardano, oh man, oh man, oh man. Cardan, oh man, Cardan. Okay, so here's the objective truth about Cardano. The objective truth is we came down to hit the low from July 2024, taking out all the liquidity from here, and then we've gotten a back test of 50 cents. Okay, this back test of 50 cents here does have the potential for something big. We do have bullish divergence here on Cardano, like literally. We've got this going on here, okay? And yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm bullish. Well, first of all, I am bullish on Cardano. All right, let's check out our 2-month time frame, our month time frame. We might even end up with a bullish div on the monthly. We've got bullish money flow on the weekly. Let's check out our 3-day. Holding 50 cents for Cardano is extremely bullish, and I'd say it's another beautiful fake out of the symmetrical triangle. Not the symmetrical, the descending triangle. And if we can reclaim this, we're going to start to see a big pump. And of course, we know once we reclaim $1.25, it's just a matter of time to all-time highs, because that is a major support resistance flip, which we rejected from last time. I'd say we have a giant kind of cup and handle forming here, right? Like this. All right. Is this a cup and handle? Is this gonna pump or is this gonna dump? What do you guys think? Is this first of all, is this a cup and handle? And second of all, is it gonna pump or dump? And you know what? I think we need to get an expert in here. Are there any cup and handle experts in the house that can tell me whether this is gonna pump or dump?
We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump, no we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump.
There you go. We got an expert in the house. He says it's gonna pump. Look, I'd say it looks pretty bullish, to be honest with you. By the way, major shout out to Crypto Lifer. Major shout out to Sam Price. He was in here yesterday. I was in his stream earlier today. If you're not subscribed to Crypto Lifer, go check him out. All right. Oh man, Bitcoin pumping. Whoa! The pump song works every single time. Sometimes it has a delayed effect. Here we go, baby. Bitcoin pumping straight to our next TP. All right, let's see. Straight to our next TP. Bitcoin, baby. What's it gonna be? You know, man, I'm so glad. I'm so happy that this trade worked out, you know. I'm so happy that the trade worked out from the Casper crew VIP Discord from this morning when I took the long based on the local CDW. Man, oh man, I'm so glad it's working out, all right? Let's see, Bitcoin pumping. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is nuts. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, I think we can continue to the upside. Let's check out Market Cipher B on Bitcoin. Yeah, Cardano looks really nice. What else can I say? It looks nice. A lot of these altcoins look really nice. Let's check out Bitcoin here. We are coming up to value area low of this local range. Let's go to our 12-minute here. Let's see what we got going on. It's so funny. You know, this little pump we're getting is nothing. We're back up to the support resistance flip. We had a nice bull div. The reason I took the long trade here, guys, is simply this. All right, I'll tell you why I took the long trade. We came down, we made our first low this morning, and then we took the low again with a nice bullish divergence here, a nice uneven butt cheek pattern on Market Cipher B. That's the reason why I took the long. You could see left cheek, right cheek as we made a lower low on the chart. And yeah, you know, I took some profits quite early on this because I had a good risk to reward. I figured, what the heck, let's let our runner run, and she's running. No, she's running. She's running. A little scalp starting to run, baby. Here we go. And I'm targeting these highs. I'm targeting these highs up here. Let's come back to the top of the range. Obviously, if we can hold this, then we're definitely going to come back and hit this. Let's see where our VWAP is right now. VWAP is going to be important. Oh, we're above VWAP. That is a good sign. Holding above VWAP, that is a really good sign, guys. We actually have flipped VWAP into support here. Look at this. This is like a little fractal. This is kind of like a little... this is kind of like a little fractal. Jason, what a beta male, man. What's wrong with your voice, bro? What a beta male. I'm such a beta male. I'm the beta-est beta male I know. You know, I need to watch some videos about how to be more alpha. It's a little fractal of this. You know what I'm saying? A little fractal of that. You guys see what I'm saying there? We zoom in. We go to our 6 minute. Look at that. You guys see that, huh? You see? Oh, man. The beta crew. Shout out to the beta crew. We have a nice hidden bear div right now on the 6th. Yeah, we do have a bear div on the 6th. But look, let's go to our 4 hour here. Red dot. Oof, looking horrible. Let's go to our 1 hour here. Green dot on the 1. All right, green dot on the 1. And honestly, it's a nice continuation pattern if we had actually taken the low down here. I would be shocked. I'll be honest with you. Like I said yesterday, I will literally be shocked if we don't do something like this. If we're going to pump, I would be shocked if we don't do something like that. The only time in history I can remember that we formed a symmetrical triangle and broke out with no hope of a retest was back in September 2021. Let's go back in time to one of the worst days of my life. In the basement, I remember in the basement gym. Right here, yeah. In the basement gym, going for a walk, looking at the phone. And we formed this symmetrical triangle right here. And I vividly remember waiting for these lows to get taken. At least, I wasn't going to long until at least we came down to hit this daily level or take out the low that we made there. And we didn't do it, all right? And it was just pump city, no end in sight, really, until the all-time high. It's the only time in history I can remember a symmetrical triangle on Bitcoin not taking the lows first. You know, pretty much every other time we take the low, you know. So let's see what happens here. As we form this triangle, I would be shocked if we don't take that low, you know. You know. Alpha male, eat poached eggs. Hormones are made of cholesterol, the thing they don't want you to eat. I heard that, you know. Heard that. Remember the good old days when everyone had to throw out your yoke? Yeah, you know, I fell into that too. When I was in I guess high school, I was morbidly obese in my early teens. Morbidly obese, and so I fell into the whole low fat. Man, I ate a horrible diet. I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 50 pounds, but I ate a horrible diet to lose weight because I didn't know anything. I thought fat was bad. And I knew sugar was bad too, but I would eat like fake food, you know what I'm saying? Low fat, no sugar added, fake diet foods and stuff like that. Like, it was really weird. And I thought as long as it wasn't sugar, the carbs were okay. So like lots of pastas and stuff, and basically like no fat, low protein, low fat, moderate carb, basically a starvation diet. I pretty much starved myself. I think my parents said they would take me to the emergency room if I didn't eat soon. I'm not even kidding. It was interesting time. Guys, everything I do very extreme, all right, in my life. If I'm going to lose weight, it's going to be very extreme. People ask me, how did you lose weight so quick? And I said, well, I just stopped eating. Would you imagine that? Would you imagine that? Could you imagine? Yeah, the VWAP, cholesterol. I do eat eggs every day, but I do have chickens now. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin gonna dump so hard this time? You think so? Do I think that Zcash at 440 is a juicy long? Let's check out Zcash. Let's check out Zcash. Why 440? Why 440? Just out of curiosity. I don't know, man. Why 440? I don't really see anything at 440. Is it a volume level? I mean, I don't know what you're looking at. You might know something. Oh, okay. Is it the high volume node here? I don't really have anything at 440, to be honest with you, unless you're pulling a fib from lower. Nah, no, I don't know. Like I don't have anything at 440. But we definitely have this this daily order block here at like 350. 350 looks nice to take all these wicks, if that's possible at this point. Let's go to, yeah, I mean 350 is like the mother of all longs, the MOAL. The mole, MOAL. Yeah, but I don't see 440, all right? Why aren't I a tall fellow? Were I tall at a young age? I was always super tall. I'm about 6'3". I'm about 6'3". Oh, the monthly POC? Okay, cool. Then, yeah, if you have a level there, then by all means, you know, follow your own TA. Iodine, if you live in the good old US. I'm a big fan of iodine. Especially if you don't use table salt and use sea salt. I don't really have any pics of me being morbidly obese. I do have a few, actually. I don't have any on hand, though. I mean, they're old. I'm talking like my early teens here. So, you need some inspiration? Well, if you are really morbidly obese, the only thing that can really inspire you, man, is it can't come from outside. It has to come from inside, man. It has to come from inside. The determination. You know, for me, what really made me want to lose weight, I'll be honest with you, the straw that broke the camel's back was one day after gym class. We had to run the quarter mile, and I took 10 runs, and I was like, out of breath. Everyone's laughing at me. Can't even run a quarter mile, you fat piece of you know what. We get back in the locker room. Everyone's laughing at my man titties. They make me get on the scale. I remember. Everyone pushed me onto the scale, and they're weighing me. They're like, "Durr, durr." Then this one kid, he gets up on the locker room benches, and he starts giving the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. Except he's like, "I have a dream that one day Jason Casper is gonna be skinny." He's like, "I have a dream that one day those fat man titties are gonna be rock solid muscle." And everyone's cracking up. I'm feeling low. From that day on, I went home. Do you know what I did? No joke. I went home. My dad had weights because my dad's always been jacked, right? I took my dad's weights, started doing floor presses on the floor, as many as I could. I got on the treadmill, jogged as far as I could, then I walked. Jogged as far as I could, then I walked. And I did this every single day. I didn't know anything about diet, I didn't know anything about exercise, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to show this guy. I'm going to turn his speech into a reality. And eventually you just learn to love it, and then it just becomes part of your lifestyle. And now I can't even imagine a life without working out and eating healthy. I mean, honestly, I can't imagine, because you love the effects of working out and eating healthy, that it just becomes a necessity in your life. It's not like a thing you have to do. It's like a thing that you enjoy. Like for me, the gym is like therapy, man. You know, I've been working out at night lately because my wife had some things happen recently, so I've been on like kid duty in the morning, and so I've been working out at night. And let me tell you, there's nothing better than going to the gym at night once the kids are in bed and everything's done for the day, and you get to just decompress and lift some heavy weights. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a natural high. It's a natural high. Weightlifting is a natural high. Walking, go for a nice walk outside in nature. First thing in the morning, the sun's out. Man, you feel good. You know what I'm saying? And healthy food is the same way. Healthy food is the same way. Like, when I eat healthy, I feel good. I feel good. You feel good. You have clean energy. You don't get brain fog. You don't get tired. You know, you feel good. When I, like, if ever I eat some junk food, which I do from time to time, you have to pay for it the next day. It's like you get a food hangover because your body's not used to it. You're like, what have you done to me? You know, you have to pay for it. You're like, I'm going to pay for this tomorrow, you know? It's easy when you're 20, 30 and above is sketchy. Man, I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that. All right, I believe a man is prime of a man's life is probably when he's like in his mid 40s. I think mid 40s. That's probably the peak of a man's physical development. In other words, the potential to better yourself is there until your mid 40s, and then maybe if you're 45 and you've never worked out before, it's still there. You could still do it, but then maybe you'll have some issues, honestly. But if you're in your 30s, man, that is young. Come on, man, let's not fool ourselves. You know, that's young. You got plenty of time if you're in your 30s. Even if you're in your late 30s, 37, 38, you got time. I'm telling you. You know, you got time. You're only a third way done with your life. You know, assuming that we all live maybe 90. Assume it, right? Assume you're a third done. Right? Don't claim an early death like that. But, yeah. The body is an amazing creation. God made the body to be super resilient. You know, I've seen people come through the craziest stuff and come out on the other side bigger, stronger, better. I've gotten better as I've gotten older. I mean, I'm in way better shape now than I was in my 20s. And I was in way better shape in my 20s than I was in my teens. And I expect to be in better shape in my 40s than I am right now. You know? Shout out to James, who's 50, lifts heavy weights, no problem, walks on the treadmill. At 30, I was a baby, ready to go at all times. What if you're 60? Man, I say there's never any end, right? Moses was 120, and his strength had not abated, it says. All right? I think there's hope for anybody at any age, all right? There's always room for improvements, all right? If you're 60, are you going to have as easy of a time as a 30-year-old to get in shape? No. But if you're out of shape at 60, I'll tell you this. Start doing the most basic stuff. Doing some basic strength movements and some basic diet tweaks. And within a year, night and day. Night and day. I mean, if you're starting from zero, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to go a long way. Small changes can go a long way. Literally lift weights twice a week. And do something as simple as like switching soda for seltzer, or switching like ice cream for like Greek yogurt with some collagen vanilla flavored protein powder and some frozen blueberries. Tastes just as good. Those two little changes will make a huge difference if you're starting from nothing. You know. You saw a guy in your early 90s literally running. That's what's up, you know. Make sure to like the video. Yeah, my grandpa is 97, about to be 98, and, you know, he had an accident, which I think he had... they say he did not have a stroke, but something happened where he, like, fell in his house, and then he was, like, in a delusion for, like, a week. And now his, like, short-term memory is totally gone. His long-term memory is there, which is cool. It's cool because I can reminisce with him about old times, and we can have the same conversation for, like, 3 hours straight. you know? So I get to spend time with him, reminisce, and he doesn't remember what we've talked about in the last 5 minutes, but he remembers all the stuff we did our whole life, right? But he was active and doing all kinds of stuff until that happened to him, up until his mid-90s, you know? Your great-grandma passed at 102. Wow. Wow. Make a poll, see if people watch the fitness channel. I don't think I could make a fitness channel. I don't think I could make a fitness channel. You know why? Because I don't want to turn that into anything work related at all. I don't want to. I don't want to put work into my working out. I don't want to film it. I don't want to edit it. I don't. All right. When I go to the gym, first of all, I work out in a dark, gross, unfinished basement. All right. And second of all, I have nowhere. I don't want to film anything. And I don't even know what I'm doing. Right. I'm not an expert in any way. I just like doing it. You know. I got myself a crypto channel. I got myself a Bible channel. That's it. Shout out to Crypto Jammies 59 in full recovery from 2020 stroke. 5'8", 150, feel great again. Praise God. That's amazing. Look at that. Health. Shout out to Health. Trump coin might blow up again. Yeah, I could see Trump coin blowing up again. I could absolutely see Trump coin blowing up again. Just because it's Donald Trump. Bitcoin pumping. Yeah, are we pumping? I don't know. Maybe is this a head and shoulders? This might be a low time frame head and shoulders here. If this is a head and shoulder, let's see where our target's going to be. Back down to around 105.2. Let's see if that head and shoulders does break to the downside there. Check Solana. Shout out to Marcos Valero. When will we get Crypto on the cash channel? I would love to have. I would honestly love to have Crypto on the channel. I don't think he would though. I think he's too big for that. Let's check out Soul for the super chat. So Solana is, of all the assets here, we took the October 10th wick by just a little bit. We're still holding the Fibonacci golden pocket, so we're still holding support. This one doesn't look as bullish as the others, but here's what I would say. The macro still looks fine, all right? The macro, and again, our target, the 1.272 at about a $450 Solana. The macro, guys, is this, all right? We have the low of our sideways range. This level goes literally all the way back to the support resistance flip in like 2021, right? Support, and then we take the lows, we come back in, break out, back test, higher high, back test the Fibonacci golden pocket. All right, we're still holding support. I say the overall structure of this range is still bullish. Like it looks like an accumulation type range, right? Especially if we're going to hold the Fibonacci golden pocket where we're currently holding, right? That's a good sign. That's a good sign for a continued upside and a breakout. Does it look as bullish as some others? No. But I'd say in the overall context of Bitcoin holding 94, at least, or holding where we're at right now, and the continuation of the decline of Bitcoin dominance, the increase of altcoin dominance, I think we absolutely could see Sol get a big move to our 380 and or 450 level. You listen to the Bible. I like to listen to the Bible when I'm in the gym. But I'll be honest with you, lately I have not been. The last 2 days I have not been listening to the Bible in the gym, but I usually do. Shout out to you. Okay, you're 35, you do triathlons, you used to do a bunch of junk. 3 years ago, weed, nicotine, alcohol, feel so much more alive. That's what's up, man. God bless you. Can we check out Velo? Yeah, let's check out Velo. Wow. What the heck? So what can I say besides we've broken out, we've gotten a back test. I'd say that this long idea is still valid. That we were looking at back in March, I guess. But yeah, let's remove the drawings here. We've got ourselves a nice support resistance flip right here. I would say that a reclaim of this level now would be a sign of strength, and this is our range to be trading. We've taken the low. Interesting. Do we have bullish divergence on the low? We do have some slight bull div here. We might be seeing a nice fake out being formed here. This does look like a nice low. A higher high here would be a nice confirmation of a nice bottom, and then we could look for more upside like that. I don't necessarily like the money flow that much. It's obviously very squeezable back up to the March 2021 highs, but yeah, I would say this support that we're at right now is very, very important, and we technically speaking do have a hidden bullish divergence here on our weekly. So if we can hold this level, that could at least take us back to the top of the range at like 4 cents. So we could see rotation back up to around about 250%, right? 250% back to the top of the range there. But yeah. Shout out to Rob Arellano. I'm sorry, I can't read your name. Shout out to Sergeant Squid. God bless you, man. You need new gym music? You've been listening to The End of Heartache by Killswitch? Is that, is The End of Heartache a Killswitch Engage album? Yeah. Is this the album or is this a song? It's a song. Oh, it's the whole album. And I guess it's a song. I didn't know this was a name of a song. Honestly, my favorite song off that album has to be Rose of Sharon. I love that song. It honestly makes me cry. It makes me cry, Rose of Sharon. It literally makes me cry. That's such a good song. That's such a great song. That was such a great album. That is a great album. People can say what they want, all right? But that was a really good album back in the day. That's an old album, too. That was groundbreaking at the time. That was pretty groundbreaking at the time. Yes, we got old. We got old. We got old. You know what? I was thinking about Jimmy Eat World. The Sweetness. That song came out in 2002. That means it's almost 30 years old. That means it's almost 30 years old. Yodeling in the Alps is better than this crap. I guess a lot of people don't like metal. I forget about that. I remember a lot of people don't like metal. Guys, you have to remember, I was literally a professional metal musician for 3 years of my life. All right? Like, I was in that scene, you know? I was in that genre. All right? What else can I say? You know? Look, music is subjective. Their version of Holy Diver, that was good. Yeah, the songwriting is really good in that album. It is really good, you know. They had a way of being progressive and pretty palatable to your average person at the same time. One of the few bands that can not use 4/4 time signature and still have girls at their shows. You know, I don't know how they pulled that off. And Howard, man, I know Howard's not in the band anymore, and they're back to their old vocalist. But he really had some pipes. And he had those screams as well. You know? Do I like Evanescence? I guess. Like, I don't know. I haven't listened to them in a very long time. In Flames, says my crypto goods. I used to like In Flames. Is it too late to short Zcash? I don't know. Would Jesus listen to this crap? I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I always think about that, you know. When Jesus was here on the earth, he already knew all the music that would have ever been written. But I think I really do think musical genre is neutral. All right, musical genre is completely neutral. All right, but it's the lyrical content, or perhaps even, if you want to get more conspiratorial, the rituals done over the records in the studio, and or the literal spirit behind the music, that can be more of an issue. But I do think a genre in and of itself is completely neutral. I mean, you can historically look at musical genres. It's so funny because, you know, a lot of like modern worship music is like this like R&B kind of stuff. Or like this new like electronical kind of stuff, and it's like, man, that genre is not a holy genre. There's no such thing as a holy genre of music. Music is neutral. God created music. Right? You can use it for good, you could use it for evil. All right? There's nothing inherently evil about a certain genre of music. And there's nothing inherently evil about certain emotions either. Aggressive emotion is not evil. Right? It's not evil in and of itself. It depends how you use that emotion. Right? So, The Plot in You. I used to tour with The Plot in You all the time back in 2009, 2010, 2011. Back in the day when, they had the song called Wife Beater. Do you remember? And it's not what it sounds like. But that whole album, I forget the name of the album. That was a good album. Probably that guy Landon is one of the best songwriters of the genre. What's the TP for this long? I mean, my TP is 106.5. You know, I don't know about y'all. Was Lucifer the worship leader in heaven? We don't know for certain, okay? People make that assumption based on Ezekiel 28, which people think is talking about Satan. So let's take a look. And no one really knows how to take it. So people make the assumption. Here's the thing. This passage in Ezekiel 28, I always ask myself, if you were to read this for the first time, and nobody had already told you this was about Satan or Lucifer, would you assume it was about him? And I don't know. Maybe. But it says this. It says, you were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom, perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone adorned you. Your settings and mountings were made of gold. On the day you were created, they were prepared. You were anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. Now, this right here, this Hebrew phrase, is a little bit hard to translate. No one really knows what it means. Some translators think it has to do with musical instruments. So if we go to a different translation, that's the thing about translating one language into another language. Words have a wide semantic range. Every translator has to make a decision on how they want to take the word. But if we go to the different version here, let's go down to here we go. Your tabrets and your pipes were prepared in you the day you were created. So based on this one hard to translate verse that may or may not be about Lucifer, it never says it's about Lucifer, but based on this one hard to translate little phrase here, your tabrets and your pipes, people then take the leap of faith and say, this means that Satan used to be an angel named Lucifer who was the worship leader in heaven until sin was found in him. You were perfect in all your ways from the day you were created until iniquity was found in you. So, yeah, it seems like this was some kind of heavenly creature that was very in close proximity to God in the garden of God and was cast out, right? Was cast out. So I can understand why people think the devil was a worship leader before he fell. But I personally can't say that based on this we can say that for certain, but you could make a good case for it. That's where that whole idea comes from. That the devil was a worship leader. Which means, if it's true that the devil was a worship leader or a musical creature, let's say, that means obviously he's going to use music for evil. And we can see in life, music is definitely used for evil. 100%. Music is used to influence people to do very, very bad things. And music is used to change culture and make cultures turn into really bad things. I mean, look at Western culture that's been mainly shaped by media and music over the past few decades. It's pretty crazy, right? But music can also be used for good. Is Popeye's chicken satanic? I don't know. I guess it depends on your opinion. What do I think about the Gnostic view of Christianity? Well, here's what I think about the Gnostic view of Christianity. The Gnostic Gospels, like the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of Judas, these did not appear, these did not exist until sometimes, some of them not even until close to the Middle Ages, but a lot of them don't pop up until like the year 600, the year 400 to 600, 700. And so what it means is those Gospels are not authentic. They were not really written by Thomas, the apostle. They were not really written by the people in which the Gospel bears the name. So they're not authentic eyewitness accounts. right? So that's one thing about the Gnostic gospel. The second thing about the Gnostic view of Christianity is, even very early, there were Gnostics who were infiltrating believing circles. And the scripture itself, like the entire book of Colossians that Paul wrote to the church in Colossae, is basically warning them against Gnostic views. So within scripture, the Gnostic view of Christianity is considered heretical. So I think the Gnostic view of Christianity is heretical, in the sense that it's a false gospel that can't really save you. That's what I think about it. Let's see what happens with this long here. Taylor Swift is more demonic than metal. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I'd say that's true. Yeah, like genre is completely irrelevant. Yeah. Modern Taylor Swift is definitely more satanic than a lot of metal. But let's be honest, a lot of metal is super satanic. I mean, let's be real about it. A lot of metal is satanic. I mean, it is a genre that historically has been very satanic as part of its shtick, right? Yeah, yeah, we are some Jesus freaks, you know. You keep getting Mormon ads on YouTube, maybe because you traveled through Salt Lake City a few weeks ago. Shout out to the Mormons. Um, no, the canonical Gospels definitely were written by the disciples. Absolutely, 100%. We have a chain of authorship. We have more evidence that the apostles wrote the Gospels that bear their name than pretty much any other books of antiquity. Because, like I said, there's a chain of authorship that goes way back to the apostles. Like, we have the writings of the ante-Nicene church fathers. All right. These are the disciples of the disciples. So, John, the guy who wrote the Gospel of John, he had disciples. All right. His disciples wrote a lot of things. And they quote the Gospel of John and say John wrote it. And we have this chain that literally goes all the way back to the 1st and 2nd century. There's absolutely no reason to think that John didn't write the Gospel of John. We have very early testimony that these books were written by the people that claim to write them. Very early. Very, very early. I mean, you could go and look for yourself and see the quotations of the biblical Gospels by the ante-Nicene fathers, which basically means they all existed before the Roman Church was the thing. All right. So very, very early. And you can see for yourself that they believe fully that the Gospels were written by the apostles that claim to write them. In fact, I posted a link in here a while ago that gave you a link to all the quotations of the early apostolic fathers. Kill switch is better at 1.5. Speed, interesting. Short XRP now. Can we talk crypto? I don't know. We've been live for like 2 hours and Bitcoin's doing nothing. We already went over all the charts. Who asked me about the Bible stuff? Oh man, who was it? I don't remember. We have 666 watchers. Whoa. The fact that there's 666 and the fact that they're watchers. You know what that means. Um, Yeah, Gnosticism says you're saved by waking up to the divine power already inside you. Yeah, so here's the problem with Gnosticism, which is basically like Gnosticism is like New Age. It's the same thing, right? There's a little bit of truth in it, right? The truth is that there's something divine inside of you, right? And if you realize the divine inside of you, you can achieve some kind of, let's call it salvation, all right? Salvation through knowledge. Salvation through knowledge. That's gnosis means knowledge, right? In Greek. The true gospel is that, yeah, there is something divine in you. You were created in God's image. You were originally created in God's image to reflect God's character on the earth. But sin entered into humanity, and sin is like a computer virus, right? Sin is a sickness inside of humanity. It causes humanity not to act in the way humanity was created to act. Instead of representing God's character, we represent a twisted, warped version of God's character. And we're headed for destruction. And so the true gospel is this: man is fallen and separated from God, but God himself, desiring restoration, God took on flesh. The eternal, uncreated God, while never ceasing to be what he had always been, at a point in time, became something which he had never done before, which is he entered into his own creation into a human body, born through a woman, born through a virgin. And God, in a human body, as a representative of humanity, lived a sinless life. And he was crucified, in his blood of the sinless life that he lived as a representative of humanity paid for the sin of all of humanity. Right? He took our place. He took our place. And so as humanity, he died for us. And as humanity, he rose from the dead. And as humanity, he ascended back up to heaven at the right hand of the Father as our representative. And so now he promises, if we put our faith in him and repent from our sin, and repent basically means you just change your mind, right? You recognize, you know what? I'm living contrary to God, and I know it's wrong. And I desire to live according to God's ways, right? And I trust that because God himself, as my representative, died my death for me and rose to new life for me, I trust that is sufficient to pay for my debt and cause me to actually have a new life. He promises when that happens, he will cause you to be born again. He says your old sinful self dies, and you're born again as a new creation, and you're filled with the Spirit of God, and this new creation actually is compatible with God. The new creation actually does accurately represent God's character on the earth. And so you're still in a sinful body, and that body will die. But the new creation lives forever. And it says in Scripture that if you're born again of God, the DNA of God actually is inside of you. It says you're actually a new creation. It says you're a partaker of the divine nature. If you are born again of God, then you are a partaker of the divine nature. Not by realizing within yourself that you're actually divine. No, that's a lie. That's going to lead to your destruction. The divine nature is only realized through what God did. And it's only by being born again and filled with God's Holy Spirit that you get to be a partaker of the divine nature. So that's the big difference between Gnosticism and the true biblical gospel. That's the big difference. Was Mary 12 when she gave birth to Yeshua? She was probably a teenager. She's probably a teenager. I don't think she was 12. But there's actually no way to know. Elohim is grammatically a plural word. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That is true. Have you seen the post that a scientist detected a spark when the sperm fertilized the egg? I've heard stuff like that. Interesting, right? It is very interesting. Can we quit with the Jesus stuff? Well, if you don't like the Jesus stuff, then might as well just close off, because I don't have anything else to say about crypto. Yeah, God bless you guys. Shout out to spiritual berserker. Christ is King. Amen. Amen. Ever do TA on ES and NQ? I do. Actually, yeah, I do. I used to actually talk. Not talk. I used to actually trade the S&P 500 on BingX. But I haven't done that in a long time because they took it off BingX. But eventually, I think that I'm pretty sure that Antarctic Decentralized Exchange is going to allow you to trade commodities, futures, and indices, and stocks and forex the same way we used to be able to do it on BingX. You know, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. Money is the root of all evil. Well, the love of money is definitely a root of all evil for sure. One day crypto is gone, but Jesus remains. Yeah, amen. Amen. You're Jewish, but a lot of people don't like that. Sergeant Squid, are you like a practicing Jew? In other words, do you practice the religion that's known nowadays as Judaism? Or are you just ethnically Jewish? How likely is a pump to 112 in my opinion? Well, let's take it step by step here, all right? Let's take it step by step. Um, I think it's possible, man. All we have to do, really, all we have to do in order for that to happen is close the candle on the day above 107.5, and then we're going to get sucked right up to these highs at the POC. It's quite possible. Again, you know, the thing I don't like about this is the fact that we have been building up, you know, all the liquidity below here, and I don't like symmetrical triangles, you know. Is there an Antarctic token now? I don't think it's launched yet. It's still pre-launched, but it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope, you know. Do I eat kosher? I don't eat like halakhically kosher. Like I eat according to what scripture says, all right? So I'm a messianic Jew, all right? So yeah, I follow what the Bible says. But would I eat a cheeseburger? Yeah, I would. You know, and so would Abraham, because when God appeared to Abraham in the plains of Mamre, Abraham gave God milk and meat, and he ate it together, right? So whatever scripture says, that's what I'll do, all right? So I don't eat pork, I don't eat shrimp, I don't eat mouse, I don't eat cat, I don't eat dog, I don't eat horse. Whatever the Bible says, that's what I'm going to do, you know? But, you know, have I ever wondered if they mistranslated the Bible in order to weaken society, make people less warlike and more easily controlled? Just a thought. It's been bugging me. Yeah, of course. Everyone should be thinking those thoughts. And you know what's great about the Bible? You know what's wonderful about the Bible? Is we can answer that question for ourselves, right? Have they changed the Bible? Has it been changed? Has the message been changed? Has it been tampered with? We can answer the question for ourselves. All we have to do is learn the biblical languages. All you have to do is learn Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. And then we have manuscripts that we can go back and read what the Bible said thousands of years ago. Literally thousands of years ago. Do you want to know if the book of Isaiah is the same today as it was in 300 BCE? Well, go look at a manuscript. Go learn some Hebrew and go look at the manuscript. You could answer the question for yourself. Do you want to know if the Gospel of John says the same thing now that it said in the year 150? Before the Roman Church and all this other stuff? Back when it was against the law to be a believer in Jesus, where you'd be killed for it. You want to know what the Bible said back then? Guess what? All you have to do is a little Google search. Go to Wikipedia and look at some dang screenshots of P66, which is a complete codex of the Gospel of John, and go read it for yourself, right? Go read it for yourself. Now, this is a little bit hard to read, but the manuscript is available for free on the internet. Here it is, the whole thing. Right? So you could find out for yourself. What did it say? You can read it for yourself. In high definition, too. You know? Look at that. The Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Right? From around 150, year 150, all right? We're talking about 100 years. You know, this is literally within, if John wrote his gospel in the year 90, which most people say he did, all right? This is potentially 60 years after John lived, this manuscript, this complete manuscript. All right, so we can go back 60 years after John lived and read the Gospel of John. And then we can answer the question for ourselves. Has the Bible been changed in translation? Have the translators done us dirty? And the answer is no. No, they have not. In fact, they've been very faithful to translating the text. So that's a question we can answer for ourselves. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin dumping, baby. Look, oh my goodness. This is some scary stuff. Some scary stuff. This is some scary stuff. If you're curious about being a Messianic Jew, well, are you Jewish? If you're Jewish, all you have to do is believe that Jesus is the Messiah who was prophesied to come in the Torah and the prophets. All right, in the Torah and the prophets, there's the promise that Mashiach is going to come and that Mashiach is going to die for sin. All right. In fact, you know what's interesting about the Hebrew scriptures, which is called the Old Testament? There's a lot of messianic prophecy where it does not use the word Messiah, but everyone understands that it's speaking of Messiah. For example, Isaiah chapter 2, where it says, "For from Zion will go forth the Torah and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." Everyone understands that to be speaking of the Messianic age, where the Messiah is reigning on earth, right? But it never says Messiah. The only place in the Hebrew scripture where it says the Messiah will do something, the only place in the whole Old Testament where it says the Messiah will do such and such, is Daniel chapter 9, verse 26, where it says the Messiah will die. Messiah shall be cut off. That means death. Capital punishment, actually, the word karat. But not for himself. not for himself. No, not for himself, but for the sin of his people. All right. In fact, it's funny. The only messianic prophecy where it literally says the Messiah will do something is in Daniel 9, where it says the Messiah will die. So if you're Jewish and you believe that Jesus is the Messiah, then you're a messianic Jew, right? But look, here's the thing. Jesus has to be the Messiah according to the Tanakh, and it actually has to do with this verse. This verse in Daniel 9 says this: Messiah will be cut off, but not for himself. And after that, the people of the prince that shall come, this is speaking of the Roman Empire, shall destroy the city of Jerusalem and the sanctuary, which is the temple. That means this. Messiah has to come and he has to die before the destruction of the second temple. Guess what? The second temple's already been destroyed. It was destroyed in 70 AD, which means if Daniel is a true prophet, which he is, the Messiah had to come and be killed before 70 AD. And now that the temple's destroyed, if Messiah hasn't come, he's not coming. Because this puts a time limit on when Messiah can show up. He has to show up before the destruction of the second temple. Right? This was written before the second temple was even a thing. Right? So Daniel is prophesying the rebuilding of the temple right here. And he's saying Messiah will come and Messiah will die before that second temple gets destroyed. Right? And Jesus of Nazareth, Yeshua, Minatzrath, he's the only guy who fulfills this, right? It's too late now. Messiah hasn't come before destruction of the temple. He can't come according to the Tanakh itself, right? So if you believe that Yeshua is the Messiah, then you are a Messianic Jew. I mean, it just means you're Jewish ethnically, but you know that Jesus is the Messiah. He's the Messiah that was promised by Moses and all the prophets. Where would Muslims fit? Well, this is one of the reasons why I can't take Islam seriously, because Muslims call Jesus the Messiah. But according to the Hebrew scriptures and the Christian scriptures, the definition of Messiah is God in the flesh who will die for the sins of humanity. So Muslims, when they say Messiah, they don't know what they're saying, because Muhammad didn't know what it meant to be Messiah. So he uses the word not knowing what it means. And if you're gonna say somebody is the Messiah, like Jesus the Messiah, when you say the word Messiah, wrapped up within that word is, number one, God in the flesh. All right? This is promised all throughout the Hebrew prophets. Promise us that God himself, Emmanuel, would come and dwell with us and be the Messiah. Secondly, if you say Jesus is the Messiah, that means he had to die. All right? So Muslims deny his death and they deny his deity. So they're using the term Messiah wrongly. They should, if you're a Muslim, you got to stop calling Jesus the Messiah. Because if he's the Messiah, that means he's going to die, according to the prophet Daniel. And it also means he's God, according to the prophet Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Daniel. Right? According to the prophet Daniel, the Messiah is worshipped rightfully by all nations. Right? According to the prophet Daniel, the Messiah, all right, the Son of Man, is okay. The Son of Man is given dominion, glory, and a kingdom that all people, all nations, and languages should serve or worship. It's the same word, him, right? His dominion is everlasting, which shall not pass away. His kingdom is that which shall not be destroyed. So according to Daniel, the Messiah is going to die. And according to Daniel, the Messiah is worshipped by all nations and has all dominion and all glory. All right? So if you're a Muslim and you're saying the word Messiah, you don't know what it even means, according to the prophets that came before Muhammad. That's one of the reasons why I can't take Islam seriously, because it's like Jesus is the Messiah. Oh, but he never died. Oh, and he's not divine. Okay, well then he's not the Messiah. Like the word Messiah, it implies these things, right? So if you are a Muslim, come to the light of Yeshua, come to the light of Jesus, the gospel that can save you. You know? But yeah, I have to go. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Peace.